What's up everybody, welcome to the channel, glad to have you here. My friends over at Valeton sent this over for me to demo for you guys. A lot of you were asking about this. This is the GP200 Lite. It is essentially the same floorboard as the GP200, except it doesn't have the built-in expression pedal, which I feel like most of the time I'm not a fan of. You know what I mean? The built-in expression pedals, especially when they're those little small ones, it's just like, you know, if I want an expression pedal, I can always just add one on there. Anyways, they released this updated version of the GP200 Lite. No expression pedal, more up my alley. Let's open it up and check it out, see what's in the box, and then we'll plug it in and listen to it. You have your user guide, very helpful. A USB-C to USB-A cable. You get two guitar picks that are orange and definitely not the kind of guitar picks that I would use, but maybe they're the type of guitar picks you would use. Put those back in the box. You get a power adapter. I actually have a power supply over there, so I don't need that. Let's take this guy out of here. I like this form factor much more. The GP200 was a pretty big board. It's about the same size as the Pod Go. If you guys remember from my last video, if you didn't see that, I will link that somewhere in this video. This one is a bit smaller. This is more like in line with something like the Boss GT1000 Core, something like that. But looking at it as one thing, let's plug it in and see what it can do. All right, I have the GP200 Lite hooked up. We are going direct into my audio interface. There's no post-processing or anything like that. If you're not familiar with what I do here on my channel and you can't tell, it's not obvious to you, I am a metal guy. So if you're tuning in for clean tones or blues dad riffs, I don't know what to tell you. Go check out Anderton's video. They did a video too. Sorry? Not really. I am using my Deviant Guitars Grimoire. There's an EMG 81 in the bridge, 85 in the neck. I'm also using the sweet slime green cable from Happy Cable Company. I will link that down in the description below. Very, very cool cables. But let's hear what this guy sounds like. Interesting first tone. If I remember correctly, you have these quick access buttons. So let's go in and turn all the stuff off. I think, yeah, if you press them twice, it turns off the effect. Let's go into the cabs actually. You have some options down here, low cut, high cut. This is not a touchscreen, no. Okay, go into the amp here. Let's see, we have a bunch of different amplifiers. You can see that in that camera. There are a ton of different amplifiers in here. Do something fun. Do a diesel VH Plus. So there's a way to change this in the settings so it doesn't change your cabinet automatically when you change your amplifiers. We don't want the diesel cab, we want 𝗦𝗧cie cab. So basically, if you press this again on the same amp, then you will get to this second page where the tone stack is. Let's dial this guy in. Oh, here's the setting I was talking about, the auto cab match setting. For me, I would turn that off. That way it doesn't change your cabinet when you change heads, you know, if you're scrolling through amplifiers or whatever. You know, and I actually like that the cabs don't have too many options in here. You just have like volume, low cut, and high cut. You don't have microphone placement, microphone options, stuff like that. I think that stuff is a little bit convoluted. You can also load up your own IRs. That is probably the route that I would go if I was using this regularly, but the built-in cabinets sound pretty good. And we're just on that Ingle 120. Oh, we're on a Powerball lead now. How'd that happen? Let's go back to this 120 plus. Sounds pretty good. Let's see what other kind of effects blocks we have here. Now you can't customize these effects blocks. They're just built in this way. You can just turn them on or off. But we do have some stuff here. We have a this is where your pitch shifter would be. Let's try the pitch shifter. Not what I'm going for here. Maybe this octa. We can turn the low octave up, high octave all the way down. All right, yeah, it's fine. let's turn the distortion on here. And oh, look, we have a green. It's like an 808, like a Maxon, something like that. Let's do boost mode here. We definitely cut a lot of the low end out of the amp though. I'm having to dial this in like what I think would be a little bit weird compared to a normal amp, you know, so take that into consideration, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. That is a pretty mean tone. I still feel like we are a little bit weird on the EQ here. So let's turn EQ on. We have a few different EQ types. Gosh, what do I want? The மெசா EQ? I guess that would probably be fine. Whoa, there we go. There's some low end. A little bit boxy in the 240. Okay. Let's turn the EQ off. Okay, a little bit more present, a little bit deeper low end. You know, it's funny, but just not having that expression pedal makes this more enjoyable to use for me. And I know that's dumb. I can't give you a reason logically why that is, but I like this more. See what kind of reverbs we have in here and delays. A good amount of stuff in here. All right, we have a shimmer. I think I remember that from last time. I probably used that from last time. Let's try this sweet space reverb. I prefer the shimmer. I know, I probably used this last time and everyone is sick of it. Deep C. Ooh, that sounds nice. Let's try that. Sounds kind of cool. It's like cavernous. Let's go into the delays. Tons of delays here too. Lo-fi echo. Probably did the same thing last time. I'm so predictable. I like those lo-fi delays, you know, like tape delays, stuff like that. I really enjoy that. So if you hold down the parameter button here, when you're in this signal chain screen, you can scroll and you can move these things. So let's move this to the front. I don't know, man. I've just never really enjoyed using like courses. Sometimes I'll use a phaser, sometimes. So what do I think about the GP200 Lite? I prefer this to the GP200. Like I mentioned before, I think that the pedals built into the units are just like not my thing. Although the GP200 did have a full-size pedal, which is awesome, but I just think that if you want to add a pedal to one of these units, that, you know, you could get a much better expression pedal and add it on. And for the people that don't want them, they don't have to have them included on their floorboard. So I actually prefer the GP200 Lite. In terms of sound, I think it sounds awesome. Most of these multi-effects units these days sound really good. I think that sound is sort of like a second consideration. If I was shopping for a multi-effects unit, I would probably base my decision more off of how much DSP it has, what the functionality is, like what are the ins and outs. So there is some flexibility in terms of the routing. It's not as robust as something like maybe the HX Stomp, but it's also not going to be limited in its DSP since all of the effects blocks are fixed. So you can use all of them. You don't have to worry about running out of memory halfway through. And I didn't go into this in this review. I did a little bit on the last time I talked about the GP200, but same thing as on the big brother of this guy, the GP200. You can actually assign different functions to these foot switches, but it is a little bit limited. You can't assign it to whatever you want. There is like a set list of things you can assign them to. All in all, for $300 new, it's a pretty good deal. All right, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Special shout out to Valeton for sending me this to demo for all of you guys. I really, really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.